best of 7 to decide who is going to take it. Shogun here, joined by Yummy and Chimako. Lads, we waited for this. The day has finally come.
We waited, and now it's just 7 potential games for history to be made.
If you want to be honest, yeah, you don't want to go game 7 if you're the Panther, if you're Furia, but it is time to see if it's the other Furia once again here in the Ligas Arena, and rising up to the occasion so fast. Only 3 seconds for the first goal.
An unknown at the beginning of the season. Rise has proven time and time again, and with 3 seconds, we're looking at a potential moment for Rise to think about, even at the very start.
For those of you out there joining us for your first ever Rocket League event, yes, the favorites of the tournament are called Moist Esports, and yes, we completely own that. Now it's up to Furia to change that narrative, to give South America their chance, their closest chance at winning not just a major, a world championship. The winners of the London major versus the winners of Gamers 8. There are no 2 teams that came into this world championships with a better run of form.
It's a brutal start, a brutal match for Furia, and it might be Brewers Rise! Blocked out by Yan, South America's best.
You see, that 1v1 situation, Yanks was waiting and waiting so patient until he got the chance, and this is scored from the King! And the match is tied to 1.
They've gone the other way. Carter's read him like a book. And that's as easy as it gets. Furia tied up.
Put it on the pinch for him. Hit it like a golf club. Sent it to the other side. 1 each. Furia answering back, they're doing it quickly, but this is going to go against them. Had to be aware, but this is what I'd like to hear from Furia. Setting players up in the midfield. They will not allow Moist to force all 3 players onto their own back line. But Furia need to make sure they maintain boost control, because if that goes wrong, the support won't be around.
They want to impose their tempo, their playstyle, because they were not able to do so against G2, and that's why G2 took advantage of them. They were G2 attack every single time, and Furia was on the defensive. But this time, if they're able to use Kaio on the midfield, things might be a little bit different. Oh my God! Yo-Yo! In between everyone!
You can see why it's so difficult to defend Moist. All 3 members can do something. And Yo-Yo out of nowhere has found the goal.
Unreal. The vision to get that ball back over to him. Unmatched. Furia back down yet again. We'll have ourselves a best of 7. Both teams will have access to a timeout as Card takes the shot to never open net.
Moist is not defending that net. They really are just focusing on offense the whole time. Beautiful pass by Kaio. They should know better. They should know that by now that Kaio really goes for those passes. He's not going to be attacking the whole time.
But who's going to expect that the spring MVP would miss that ball? That will push it forward. Moist taken out of the game. And it's going to be down to whether they can clean up that midfield to determine whether they can stop getting scored on.
Kaio was going for the bump on that one. The bumps have been proven lethal. Time and time again, if you're able to get those demos, those bumps, you take a third of the opposing team's defense, and you're much more able to get some offense going on.
What we're trying to do today is crown the best team in the world. And in order to do that, it's not necessarily about playing the best Rocket League that you've ever played. It's about transferring the best Rocket League that you can into the highest pressure situation. As Joyo dances over the top of 1, even gets a set up. In comes Rise. He's one-on-one, Card up, and Card nowhere near it.
You can't stop him. You get towards the net, you see Rise, and you fall to the flick.
And the beautiful thing is that you knew exactly what Yo-Yo was trying to do. However, even though you knew it, you were not, two players from Furia were not able to defend that one. So Yo-Yo makes the setup very well, and then the goal just was written by itself. Now, we're in the mid of the match. Furia trying to tie this match once again, but will they be able, the King going, try to get the reset over Yo-Yo, and this time Yo-Yo was very good on the defense.
BDS waiting in the semi-finals. A lot of times you look into these matchups, you're not after just a win, but you're after a dominant win at that. Set yourself up for the shortest amount of time on the stage in order to go towards that World Championship, pick up the trophy. Yeah, now up against Vatira. Good first block. Does need the support, and it does arrive. Moist starting to prioritize that defensive rotation a little bit more now. They've been stung twice. Don't want it to happen again, especially with less than 2 minutes remaining and 1 goal lead as Vatira comes in.
Wow.
But he can find the angle.
They're finding comfort here, Moist. We know how they've stepped up in every situation in the winter split against the North American crowd and the spring split to win it all. And this is why they get that lead, and now they're seeing comfortability, good rotations, and a clean finish.
Yeah, and not only the good rotations, but making your opponents uncomfortable. They were in a bad situation. Caio didn't know what to do. He was, you know, do I go for the ball and then maybe get dunked on? Or do I let it go and try to go for the ball after he passes the net? But neither was a good option for Caio, which now is attacking, trying to get the pass for Yanks. Yanks a little bit too far behind, and Jojo was able to defend.
Smart defense once again from Vatira. 1 minute and a half remaining. If he's waiting, if he's patient, it's going to be very difficult for Furia to score on. We'll be looking at all three of them. Yanks, Card, Caio have been stepping up in this tournament.
Card off the backboard, doesn't get the reset shot. It's Caio to put in another one. With all 3 players back, you're going to need something special. And that one, not special enough.
That was probably the best shot that Yanks could do at that time, but again, Rice was very well set up in defense. He was waiting for that, he was expecting it, and I mean, it doesn't matter how good the shot was, if you were really, really expecting it and you were very well, in good position, then you have the chance to defend it.
It's the time for Furia. Step up on that aggression a little bit. The passes have been very far across the pitch, which has slowed down the play. They go for another shot, but Joyo keeps it out. That could be enough.
The 2 goals Furia got were on open nets. They are not going to find another one. 30 seconds. Rise takes over the play. He's got plenty of boost. Will he make it 5-2? Pulls Card into action. Gets the ball popped up as well. This is a good opportunity for Furia on the transition. But it's just not happening at the moment. Moist playing keep away. And Furia looking like they're going to have to figure it out later on. An own goal to finish us off. Rise, hat-trick hero.
It's so hard to defend these guys whenever they make the touches out of nowhere. Like, it seems they will not be able to get it to good touch. Maybe something very random, but not a good touch. But everything seems to go their way. They find each other very well in transition, and then they're able to shoot on net, on target. So it's looking very good. It's looking pretty good for Moist right now.
That goes down to the creativity, especially from a freestyle player like Joyo. Very quick to rotate, very quick to adapt, and very quick to take game 1.
There are just some teams that have that it factor. Team Queso took to the stadium over in LA, and they performed admirably against the crowd. They still got themselves to that grand finals. It's an intangible that you never know you have until you find out that you have it. And Moist have been proving to be exactly that.
They're a team that won't ever give up. When they're looking down and out, when in that winter major, a dream run, multiple game 7s against the best teams in the world, and every single time they manage to get past the adversity. And now, from that, they are the favorites here, and that's only giving them more confidence. It feels it only boosts them.
Well, yeah, definitely. They need to feel very good about this start. It's a 5-2. They did whatever they wanted. They had only one issue. It was a bad defense at the beginning. They were able to correct that. Even though Furia kept attacking, they were able to, shut them down completely. Now, let's see if Furia is able, to make something out of it, because just shooting to the net will not be enough to score on Moist.
And they did that mid-game. They made the adaptation mid-game. They showed their veterancy here in the middle of that game. On the other side, we're going to have to see maybe Yan step up. He hasn't had that top 3 in the world level performance. Everybody talking about Yan. After they won the Gamers 8 LAN, he's meant to be that man. And he hasn't shown that just yet.
So, 1-0 to Moist. They go to the Aquadome, where theoretically they should have a home field advantage. So let's find out. Furia need to bite back. Need to prove why South America is now on the map as true World Championship contenders. Managed to get through the club yesterday, an emotional match between the 2 South American squads. Gonna knock them out, you might as well go the whole way. Rise, waits for the block. Run out of boost to keep it going.
He's creating so much chaos there in front of the net too. Even if you make that save, it is very likely there'll be a Moist player following up.
I gotta say, we were asking for Yanks. I think he is attacking a little bit more now. Card, who has been very good in offense, was able to get that out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting the upper 90, just like that.
I can tell you who else didn't expect it. Joyo, look at the effort he made. He knew it. It was past him.
Vatira running away from that too, the defensive MVP of the last major. Still, confusion coming out from Moist. Furia getting in the lead, and we haven't really seen that yet. This could be the confidence they needed.
This is confidence as well, not only to Furia, but towards other teams. BDS will be looking at this and loving the mistakes that they have seen. Also loving the fact that Furia haven't really put it together just yet. They haven't managed true outplays. Most of their goals coming off Moist misplays. Although Rise, good pass. Unfortunately, it was the invisible man. There's Joyo just sticking around. Good block. Yan called into action. Can't afford to get hit by Joyo, who is chasing after him. Kaio pops the ball up high. Vatira keeps the pressure on.
The pressure indeed in the midfield. Another pass for no one. That's the only thing right now for Moist, that I would like to have someone else over there to get those passes. But other than that, I mean, the pressure they're putting on the midfield, how they are, you know, just blocking, intercepting every single pass from Furia, it's been just a thing of beauty.
Oh, off the crossbar. Nobody able to follow up. Furia know that they've got the lead. They're currently settling on it.
This is the first match as well for Moist on this stage, in front of so many people. And it is going to take them some time to settle in, but how long will it be? As we've seen how good their attack remains. Despite all of that, another one off the crossbar. Vatira coming in. Just gets the touch away, but Furia have gone on the counter-attack. Yan is looking for the opening. But Joyo makes it alive.
Too much space on that one. I was thinking that Furia was just letting them, have a lot of space, and you don't want that, especially against a team that is so good at freestyling. They need to be able to counter-attack, just be in their faces a little bit more, because otherwise, as you let them fly, you're in their territory.
Oh, Rise narrowly gets hit. Jan was on the rotation back out. I do agree with what you're saying, Marco. It does seem like Furia are happy just to invite on the individual plays, but now it has worked. Kaio arrives on the rotation at the wrong time. The ball just slips away from him. Good challenge. Vatira to the corner. Rise back into the midfield. It's up to Card. Good transition. That's going to be off the backboard once again. First one to it is Vatira. Moist starting to prioritize the defensive rotation just a little bit more, but we are scrambling from one side of the field to the other. It is now up to who makes that first major mistake, the pace being upped. And Moist back down just temporarily, right back into it. Joyo off the backboard, into Rise to keep the play on.
Hard trying to get the... Yeah, he makes it clear, Joyo. Not quite with the control he wanted to. Still able to defend the backboard. Kaio, and again, a little bit too far away from that play, but Yanks is able to recover. Tira going to the midfield. Kaio waiting for it, but not good enough. The ball is still on the side, on the attacking side for the guys in Moist. Now, pass.
Those chance there from Joyo. You can see the brilliance that Vatira makes for Moist. He's holding down that back end so well. We are getting Joyo going for a lot of bumps, a lot of demos. Taking his time with some of these shots. There's still one goal behind here. Only a minute left.
We saw yesterday between Furia and the club that these sort of defensive showings are not rare, but now Vatira, he's broke through them all! What each?
It baffles me. It baffles me, like how confident Card was to going for that ball, but you have in front of you Vatira, one of the most mechanical players we have in the game right now. So you know he's probably going to be able to control that ball and put it on the net if you allow him to. So I'm talking about you need more space, you need to cut the space, but this one.
Do not disrespect the Frenchman, Vatira.
40 seconds. Moist 1, Furia 1. And a big game here. Furia do not want to go down by 2 in a series like this against Moist. But almost guarantee that they have to pull the timeout if this game goes against them. Kaio takes his time, does win the challenge. He does need support, however, down that line. Card comes in to provide exactly that. Clear from Vatira. He's got Joyo with Rise in the midfield. Will he get to him? Doikan! And took it away! Did Yan have it? We do not know. We will not find out. One thing that we do have is time ticking away. One more opportunity. Kaio, only as far as Joyo. Rise keeps the ball up. Back to the corner. First one to it. Yan yet again. And we have overtime.
They were so close, Joyo. End up saving that one out. Moist is really feeling it, but probably only a matter of time before Furia fights back.
It was impressive to me how Moist was so confident in keeping the ball up on the overtime, on the 0-second mark, instead of killing it, because the ball was so close to their net, and still they decided, okay, we're gonna play it. We don't care. We're going for the goal.
And
now, Yax, good save. No, the Card still have a chance. Now Kaio went for the dribble. He's gonna give his teammates a little bit of time. Card still on top of the ball, but Vatira will take it away.
Vatira backs down at least for now. Joyo on the goal line, needs to avoid getting hit. Did exactly that, but still, the lines have not been cleared just yet. Rise provides. He's got Joyo midfield. He can go all the way by himself. He certainly gave a go at it.
incredibly close for Rise.
Vatira back in. Blocks the first. Who dares take him on? Rise off the wall. Back down though from Moist. Checks the boost amounts. They knew they had to play that carefully. Couldn't afford to overcommit.
Close one by Kaio. Card, again, waiting. Very patient, very patient. Furia now is putting a lot of pressure, but without forcing any shot. They don't want to give Moist the chance to a counter-attack.
And Yax is being the one to stay on that backboard, stay on the defense. It's going to be up to Card and Kaio to make that magic. Up against Moist, that's very difficult. Their defense in the 1v1s has been incredibly solid.
Card up against Joyo. A challenge that Card wins and rises in an awkward spot. Gets enough on it. Follow up from Yan. Nobody wants to give up that backboard hit. The free double tap, the follow up, the rebound, call it what you want. Most of these players will call it the end of the game if it happens. Yan in again. That backboard, no such luck as Vatira clears.
He's always in net. Vatira, he won't stop being that brick wall.
I mean, he is in many people's head, you know, one of the best, if not the best player right now on the field. And it takes everything. It takes everything. Defensively, he has been so good, so on point for Moist. So much that, you know, we still have, we have gone 2 minutes in this overtime, and Furia has tried over and over again, but still not able to find the goal.
Furia have had the better of the territory. Both teams, however, have not found that clean-cut opportunity. Now off the backboard, Vatira! Saved! Follow up! Popped up high! And that was so crucial from Kaio, meaning that the shot could not be rifled in. We clear, we keep going. We go to Kaio, who puts it just a little bit wide.
That pitch out from defense was actually exactly what Furia needed. They didn't have the boost, but they still used that pinch to get them to the other end.
Good communication. Oh, now with the bomb. Again, Furia is communicating pretty well on defense because, like you said, they didn't have that much boost. They rotated very shortly on defense. Now Kaio has a chance with a shot. What a save by Rise.
Keep an eye on the boost amounts of Moist. They're starting to run out. They need to get rid of this soon. That corner's certainly going to help, but the boost is away from them yet again. Rise is the only one with anything as Vatira finally gets the boost to his own name. Now back midfield. Yan, reset. Vatira keeps it out.
The Panthers of Furia, they're circling their net. They're sniffing their prey, but they can't find that gap.
Vatira off the backboard. Tucks it back around. 2 players go at him. For Joyo!
3.5 minutes the Furia held on. 3.5 minutes that would have been historical for them. But one little mistake is costing them all at the end.
You call it little mistake? I don't know if I can agree with that. They were doing so well. I was praising them on how good their communication was on defense. Like they were talking to each other, they were rotating very well. They were not going for those double commits. And then in the end, you see how costly going 2 people for the same ball is.
That's massive. 2-0. Furia need to fight back. We know they can do it, but they're against one of the most clutch teams. I said at the beginning of that game that if Furia lose this, I would expect the timeout. The timeout has been called. Yummy. What do you even say right now?
Exactly. You've got the Titans of Moist looking over that wall, about to break through. If Moist get into that third game win, it is going to be near impossible for the Furia fight back. I want to see a lot more aggression coming out from Yan. They called that in the pre-match interview. We haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen him get space either to make any of his plays from that defensive end. And a large part of that is he's not securing his own corner boost because Rise is stealing it over and over and over again.
Yeah, credit to Moist's defense. They have been so good, so on top of every single time that Yanks gets the ball and trying to go over them. They have someone. They have done their homework. They have studied Yanks very well. That's one of the reasons why Yanks has had only one goal in the last 10 matches.
One goal in 10 games. If somebody said that to me just a few weeks ago, I'd be laughing in their faces. One of the players who is being touted as the best in the world. We are not seeing that here. We are seeing a team who are cooler than anyone else, who are chill when it really matters. And we'll see if that converts to the pitch.
What really worries me now is that we can now look back to that game one with the open nets that Moist were giving up, even towards the start of game number 2. The fact that Furia were not able to capitalize and take those games might come back to really hurt them here. Those were the ones that were available for them. It got away, 2-0 now, and they have to take this next game. They have to.
South America. Every single person in Rocket League in that region are watching this game, the most important game for that region in this championship. We'll see how it plays out.
Yanks attacking fast. Gallo trying to go for that ball. Guard has a chance. He's going for it. And now they react on time. 12 seconds. First goal for Furia.
It took no time at all.
Respond and respond well. Furia have got their first. 4 minutes and 48. And it's the same way that Moist took the opening goal of the series right off the kickoff. Let's see what we've got on this one. Rise goes up. Yan decides to go low on the challenge. Rare time that one works out. But Furia now look to keep this going. Far too early in the game. You basically have to play this like it's a 0-0. You just have to keep your play style on lock, but Card's in an awkward position. Almost found the pass. I do like the attempts to transition out. They've always got somebody available, looking to rifle it to the opposite side of the field.
And I love they have someone on the backboard too. They're covering that position, but that's giving a twofold advantage because we're seeing Joyo and Rise go for so many bump attempts. That backboard is a lot more of a safe position.
Now they have a chance. Joyo has to go to the back. Kaya will steal that good. The Yanks from the corner, from the wall, I should say. Hard. Slight touch in that one, so the Yanks will take it again to the side wall. Kaya on top. He will try to get the center, but defense from Moist on that backboard has been on point throughout the whole series.
Moist either caught in the transition or not caught at all. Oh, Joyo, can he go the whole way? Furia is stopped! Furia hold on to their lead. How much longer can they keep it, or can they even add to it now? Clear back into midfield, only as far as courage. Joyo dunks the ball straight past him. Can't spy some time. That was not the way to do that though. Joyo was ready and waiting. Double commit, but unlike last overtime, that is one they will get away with.
They were able to make contact with that ball, get it away, get some breathe, which was very needed, but Moist is back on the attack.
Rise has been stepping up both ends of the pitch so far. He makes the last save, and he's going to have to do a lot more.
Oh.
Looking for this goal, Joyo off the post.
How brave was that? Nobody even flinched. Nobody went. Everybody on Furia knew that that one was wide and kept themselves in position to react. Now off the backboard, Yan has to get contact, provides exactly that.
Face is steadfast and the need to remain in that way throughout this series. It can get very frustrating having to sit on your defensive half, running out of boost. As time goes on, only 13 for Card. Yan managed to find a little bit, and up against the might of Joyo, they hold on, but how long will it last?
We don't know, that's the thing. Now Batira very close to that one. I thought he was going for the bomb, he stopped because he knew that he could get the pass. Joyo, keep it high now against Jackson Card. Rise on the attack. Ball is denied, go to the corner.
He kept that going after being hit in midair. There is something ridiculous about that sort of car control.
That all three of them have as well.
Exactly. There is no such time that you look at a certain name and go, okay, we can take this one a little bit lighter. But Furia have been well trained over the past few days to start avoiding these bumps. They're doing a good job. 2 minutes left, and their goal lead is still intact.
It's like they've been watching the club. South America, not known for their defense, they've held on against the most offensive team in the world.
But this game, it reminds me a lot of the previous game, of game number 2, where Furia had the advantage early on the match, and they held it on until the last minute, but it was not enough to beat Moist.
Vatira keeps that pressure on. We've been stuck in the orange side of the field for what feels like since we scored the goal. Now we go off the backboard. No, Jan, make sure that there's nothing available. Not that Moist really had a rebound as Joyo rotates in, and it's too late! What was he doing?
He just couldn't get back in time. He was demoed out of the play.
Oh, there we go, okay.
Winter again, no more. Furia finds the second goal.
Is this the goal that will heal Yang's drought? Will he be able to get some offense now going on?
Well, despite the fact that I was very caught out by that demo, it is the demo from Furia where they got enough boost and enough momentum on their side that they took out the third man, they took out the next person in the rotation. That might be the key for them moving into the rest of this series.
Especially because early on in that play, Furia weren't finding the boost. In the previous games, Furia weren't finding boost when they're in the defense. In that play, they all had 100. That's what allowed the counter-attack. They've adapted mid-series.
Dangerous. Vatira will go very far with that one, and Gaio was waiting for it to rise with a very good pressure on midfield. We were talking about midfield presence. I don't feel like Gaio is doing so much now. Like, Moist is just on their face every single time, trying to drown them with offense. And even though they're winning this match, they're controlling the tempo of the game.
Result that is all they really need, though. Reminder again, no best of 7 reverse sweeps at an RLCS LAN. Well, this game might have one more twist. Nope, Furia keeping that one out. And despite how much defense they had to play, they were steadfast the entire way, as there's going to be one back from Moist. Couldn't get it in time, though. And Furia are on the board.
One for the road for Moist. But this is what we wanted to see. If Furia were to take out this series, they needed to rest control immediately, and they have.
It's so weird. I feel like I'm watching the club, to be honest. It's like they're waiting and waiting and waiting, and then whenever they have a chance, they get a demo, they get a good clear, and then they counter-attack and make the goal.
And we haven't got to see Furia with this playstyle pretty much ever, because regionally they don't get tested anywhere near as much on the defense. It's only really at these world stages, in the majors, in the World Championship, that they've had to discover how to play at that defensive end.
So, here are your highlights from the #1 high-performance replay. Once again, apologies, Joyo. You are not at fault for that one. Instead, it was the demo that gave Furia the victory.
Yeah, come on, Joyo. Joyo does nothing wrong.
That's quite a few saves on the Furia side.
That's quite a few shots on the Moist side.
Importantly, though, despite the amount of saves that they got on the field, that game win saves their series and probably saves their hopes at a World Championship.
Yes, definitely. I mean, their defense, I don't think anyone is doubting their defense so far. They do have it. I think the problem right now is that we were thinking that Yanks, that guard, could make a good offense good enough to go against Moist. And so far, only 3 shots on that previous match says otherwise.
And a large part of that, Yan is usually so good transitioning out of defense with 100 boost, taking it all the way to the other end. He's not getting that boost, and he's not getting the space.
This goes all the way back to what the desk were talking about earlier on. They highlighted the Yan versus Vatira matchup. Yan needed to be able to get the outplays, not just on Vatira, but everybody else. Vatira is just sort of the mainstay, the one that's most known for it. It's not happening for the most part. They have held onto the possession. They keep getting the ball back. There has not been many options for Furia, but still, there's that little thing there. I'm gonna harp back to it. The demo on the third man gave them an open net yet again. Will Furia start to lock in and hone in on that to keep us going? As well, I get very worried about these opening kickoffs as well.
It's a weird thing that we were we wouldn't talk about this, about any of this, about Furia a few months ago. We would not be talking about how good their defense was, how demos will be saving them.
We wouldn't be talking about them having a chance of winning the World Championship.
That's true.
Unless
That's
it's
true.
EJ.
Well, yeah, and me, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, Joyo, he's got past one. Jan fully aware that the oncoming rebound was on his way. Card tries to go to the wall, realized that Rise was going to clatter into him. Now it's Joyo's turn. Card still going. We're just pinging the ball left to right, infield. Kaio, low challenge. Look at how many hits we just had. The ball made no forward or backward momentum, and instead it just went left to right.
That kind of goes all the way in Furia's favor. When you've got a lot of space to move, players like Vatira, Rise, Joyo are going to do a lot with that ball. But the fact that they're only making these small touches, it's very easy to read the change of angle from that short distance.
And also, it tells you how these guys are going about the 50-50s, how they are contesting those shots, because they don't want to go extremely hard and allow their opponent to, get an advantage, get a counter attack. So they are trying to be very smart how they position their cards on those contests.
Card to Kaio. Good save by Rise. This time around, it's Moist that are stuck in their own side of the field. Jan this time takes a little bit too much of a touch, but Rise classes to Joyo. Vatira tries to save it. Not enough boost. Moist tripped over themselves, and Furia have got the first.
It's a cataclysm, failure from Moist, and they've been destroyed.
Two players from Moist went for that ball. I think they both called the ball. I think they both tried to say it's mine. So they both decided, okay, I'm not going. They whiff it completely, and Card was lucky enough to have that open shot.
If you told me that would happen at a World Championship, sure, I'd believe you. But I wouldn't think that would happen at a World Championship with Moist on the pitch.
Well, if Moist do go through on this, there will be an awful lot of questions about whether or not these mistakes and their inability to iron them out this late into a series might come back to be the worst thing for their World Championship hopes. But for now, it's them against Furia. They've got to get the job done. They've got to find this next goal. Furia have roared back off the backboard. There goes Rise. Just the respect every single time. Infield pass. Now the opportunity to counterattack. Jan over to the ceiling. Realizes he's 2v1. Kaio goes so early, but still not quick enough.
I tried on that one. Like you said, too early. Maybe they are expecting Moist to be over that ball a little bit faster. Maybe they're giving Moist a little bit too much credit, which I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Moist has been on top of every single shot that very, very fast, near or away from their net. Now Yanks has a chance to pass it to Kaio. Kaio trying to go for the ball back in. Joyo with a very good save. Yanks keeps the pressure. Card trying to read Rise. So difficult to get the ball around.
They've been looking a lot happier with his 1-goal lead. Furia putting the pressure on, challenging early. Not really worried about the touches that are going to come out from Moist in this back half. Card, he's actually going to go for it. There was a little bit of risk in that play, but once again, reading the game well.
We've been harping on it an awful lot, but just keep an eye at all times on the defending team's boost totals. These teams are holding the other one in their own side of the field so much, they're stealing those back corner boosts, that there just comes a moment where you have to go for something that you're not comfortable with anymore. You have to take the position of a teammate that cannot get there, that you weren't in position to take over on.
And Moist looked super uncomfortable on the low boost. We just saw all three of them on 0, and 2 of them ran all the way back to their own half to deal with it. 1 of them ran to the opposing corner, taking all of them out of position at the same time.
Well, they are aware of their strengths. They want to be flying, high flying. You're passing, and oh, that's almost on that Card with the save. How?
You hero, Card. Manages to keep that one out. And Furia, they only need 1 goal to win.
It's split-second decision-making. Seeing the ball bounce off the wall, I'm thinking, I'm gonna get in front of it and just backflip. And I hope for everything that it goes well. Now the infield, Vatira can't get there in time. Kaio got a little bit of contact and that tripped him up. Now 30 seconds on the clock, looking towards the backboard. Joyo clears. Nobody in the midfield to take over on it as Jan recycles the play.
30 seconds that are showing the steal for Furia. 30 seconds where they're challenging, and all that Moist can do is clear it to the other end to try and build some space. Joyo will miss. Kaio for the double. He misses as well, but it may not matter. Only 2 seconds left. A huge save from Vatira.
It's not over yet. Jojo has a chance to go for the pass. Nice interception from Jans. Only 1 second left. The ball is going to fall to the ground, and we have a tied series.
Did you really think it was gonna be that easy? Not at this stage. Moist 2, Furia 2, and Furia are getting better by the minute.
If you thought Furia would roll over like cats and let you scratch their belly, no, they're going to show the claws. Moist Esports as well. I mean, they're looking wet, but in the worst way, slippery, falling over themselves in the defense.
Am I reading right the statistics? Is only 3 shots on net from Moist? Is that it?
Yeah.
It feels so much easier than it did in the last game, doesn't it?
Let me clean your glasses.
Furia, you can definitely say, escaped potentially with the last game. This one, they dominated. They were the ones that were always in position to put more pressure on the goal. Moist didn't even get a look towards the latter end of that game. And I've not heard any shout about a timeout. Moist are holding it.
And I like that Yan didn't need to step up. Of course, the one goal that was scored was, let's just say, astronomically bad. I think we can all agree with that. But once they're in that position, they have done this twice in a row where they can just hold on to the lead.
Game 5. Double match point on the line. And even statistics were deep into the 50s for this tournament as to who has got to match point first and then gone on to win it. Furia and Moist 5 minutes away from discovering who will have all of that on their side as Joyo takes the air immediately. Can't find a demo, but here comes Rise! Bottom corner, not enough!
Jax with the reflexes on that one. Now Vatira just set up something for their teammates, but they were just too far away. Even though Rise misses that one, even though Furia gave him all the space in the world,
and even Joyo gave him space. Joyo backflipped out of that to let Rise go. They communicated, they called each other off, and then Rise simply misses.
Are they nervous? Are they human? Are the guys from Moist able to feel the pressure?
We didn't think they were human because we thought they were mechanical robots, but maybe they do bleed. Even still, we saw that in the Winter Major. We saw that even at the beginning of spring, taking that loss earlier on to version 1, and we saw how they fought back. They have no extra chances here.
Vatira takes over. Realized that his first touch too heavy, back down. Card now, up against Joyo. Goes under Joyo. Doesn't quite get the second hit. It has been all about making sure that you are backing up your teammate because the 50-50s, the outplays, have been so neutral between both these teams. No one has had a distinct advantage.
And you talk about backing up your teammates. We have seen how little mistakes, or maybe a little bit more than little mistakes, have been so crucial for both sides. That's how Furia won the previous match, and that's how Moist have won several matches. Because the defense, when it's good, I mean, it's on point. These guys are not making many mistakes, but they are taking advantage of every single little mistake that happens on the field.
The attacks from Moist just haven't been good enough.
Back out and back down. No shot getting that one available. However, the ball is still loose off the backboard card. Perfect positioning. Gave himself the range of motion required to get rid of it. It's Rise. No support. It's going to be for Furia. And Card had the perfect bounce to take control. Didn't quite get it, however. Back down. Kaio runs down the line. Dares the challenge. It bounces nicely for Vatira. Furia holding on to that midfield. Can they create their opportunity? Not when you're playing like this. Rise, what a transition.
Yan has been controlling the midfield. Rise doing everything he can at the other end. And it does feel a little bit like these teams are starting to feel each other out again. Low scoring affairs, plenty of time in the midfield to adapt.
I'm liking how Furia is trying to go on the midfield with not just Kaio, but with Yanks as well. You know,
unbelievable.
A little bit too wide from Moist. They have had so many chances right now. I've seen that in the last 2 minutes, maybe up to 3 chances, and they're just a little bit too far away, a little bit too wide on those shots.
Oh, Rise gets cut into. Furia on the rotation back. Once that was a forced mistake. Moist forced to hit one another. Rise is under pressure. Matrix is around the demo, gets the ball. He's now taking to the opposite side of the field. On the reset, can he outplay everybody? Rise! That was otherworldly!
Brilliance from Rise. He makes the mistakes, but then he fights right back.
You have to love it. You have to love how he makes the save and then goes all the way, gets the boost, and goes 1v everyone, and gets the goal for Moist.
That spark that Moist needed. Now Rise back into it yet again. Outplayed everybody, showed how good he was defensively, then outplayed two separate players to give his team the lead. That is a World Championship worthy play. And this is just still the quarterfinals. So much tournament left to go. Furia trying to get one goal back. They don't have to be that good. It just has to get over the line. Now Yan not expecting to get that ball over to him.
They're making these plays very close to the net, and Moist are up to the task. Yan doing everything he can just to get a touch away from those Moist players. As Card, he even has the support behind him. Low boost again for Moist. What can they do to get it out? They use their teammates to get the clear.
Excellent use of the Boom, going hard on that ball, getting some space to get the boost they needed, and now, again, on the attack on the orange zone.
Back into the midfield. Joyo on target. Moist would like to keep this ball in this side of the field for as long as possible. Yan looking to try and get rid of it. He's also now target man, but Furia keeps the possession in the midfield.
They're still attacking Moist. This is the position they want to be. We know how important this game 3 is, how it can get you the entire series win and take you into that semi-final. And with 10 seconds left, Joyo has possession.
Joyo has possession, going for the solo play, the ball onto Matina's hands, and of course, it is going to be a goal. Boys securing this game number 5.
Batira, he only needed to clean that up, but it's Joyo. Joyo with the individual control, one end to the other, and Moist Esports. Boy, they come back.
Double match points secured, maybe even a third goal. Rise is flexing on all of them. This is the Moist we feared.
This is perfection.
So we were asking, like, okay, why is Moist not taking a timeout? Why should they? I mean, they only made 3 shots on the previous match, and now they have 3 goals on this one. They don't need a timeout. They just need to feel good about themselves now and go ahead and play how they know.
You don't need a timeout to look at Rise and say, be Rise, be that good. It's a very short couple of sentences to say over to him, but it is something that he knew he was capable of. I cannot wait to see our Mobile One high performance replay yet again, because that goal needs to be on repeat again, and again after that.
There is a lot of good goals that have happened throughout this World Championship.
Oh, take a
but
look.
This has got to be one of the most important goals of the World Championship. Moist looking down and out, and Rise resurrecting Moist with one single play.
It was enough. It was enough to give them the boost. Once they had that goal, they felt very good. They felt very well. They were playing again like Moist. That team that is so unique, so different.
They hadn't scored a goal in the previous 2 games, and you get this first one here, you see what happens with Moist. When it rains, it pours.
So, Furia, how much do you want it? You have to beat Moist, not once, but twice. Not only has a team not managed to come back from this sort of position before, but you're going to Moist's own playground over at Champions Field. And before you even do that, you go to Neo Tokyo and go to work.
Neo Tokyo stormy as well. It's rainy, it's moist in the stadium. It's now 56-0 for games where one team gets on match point, but Yan, he wants to counter that narrative.
You have to remember, on Winter, these two teams met, and Furia was able to win 3 in a row, not 2, 3 in a row. So they had done it in the past, and they're looking forward to doing it for the first time in World's history.
You're a team that can really put those wins back to that back. Not just there, but when they almost got that reverse sweep over in London. So close to creating history. And that has been Furia this year. So close to creating that South American history. Will it be the same thing yet again? Or have they finally unlocked that little bit that's left? That one extra small bit of mechanical brilliance that takes you to those championships, as Vatira was also close.
He had members of Furia all around him. He was feeling the pressure. You definitely expect Vatira to be hitting those shots and getting this into a tied game.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all you need. You need to make the fake and force the defenders to look to you while your teammate is the one to shoot on net. And Moist is very aware of that.
Looks like the coach, in the time between that game and this, has managed to wake up Yan. He's starting to make the plays, and Moist have to start watching out.
Yan, reset, Vatira to dodge a hit. Position!
Yan! Oh my God, worship at the altar of Yan! He's done it again! A flip reset off the roof, past every single one.
We should hire you as Furia coach, you know? Just get him in the corner until Yanks wakes up. Wake up, Yanks. That's it. That's all they need.
Take the pillows off the stage, I guess. At the moment, Furia looking to put Moist to bed. And 3 minutes 20 on the clock. They were able to hold on to a 1-goal lead for that. Now they have 2.
And they're about to see the best of Moist. The Moist that now know that defense is not their main priority anymore. It's all about getting goals, keep hitting cut, and still far too quick. Furia now with Yan yet again. He's already outplayed them once. Going for a second one. Delays underneath. No nutmeg available to Vatira.
Dual chance for Kayo. Oh no, Kayo guard wisely waited in the back. Yo-Yo against everyone. He doesn't care. He's gonna put it on net. Yo-Yo, how good is he? Guard was in front of him. He didn't care one bit. He had his target was the backboard, and then later on the net.
This has been a series that has been impossible to tell who has got the momentum anymore. Just swinging at each other.
We've had 2 different series in this one. The first, full scrubby, and now the plays are coming out left, right, and center. Are you not entertained?
Rise, waits for Card. Gets past. Now Card up against Vatira. Infield, that's open! 2-goal lead is back!
The demo, the pass, the shot on net. What else do you want? Beautiful play by the Panther, by Furia.
The demo. That's going to be the recipe against Moist the way they're playing. Furia, every single goal they get is momentum, is confidence heading towards that last game, that game that nobody else has been able to take. Nobody else has been able to make the comeback throughout this World Championship. Now, they're going to get that chance if they can get to Champions Field.
BDS waiting in the wings. Who is it going to be to take them on? You have to say, if we do make it to Champions Field, you still don't know who is going to have the momentum. It has been that back and forth.
You said earlier that BDS would be happy watching this series heading towards their match. No longer. Both of these teams are performing. Yeah.
Even talking about Champions Field now, it feels surreal because we know the boys is capable, is more than capable of getting those shots and get the goal and tie the match.
I'm going to call myself on Champions Field for the time being. There is still a lot of time on that clock. Maybe letting what I want to happen not quite be what is currently happening as Kayo on the backboard. Has he got the set? Oh my goodness, he almost has the goal. 3. Oh! Vatira! He keeps Moist in it!
Out of nowhere, Vatira with a read. I thought it was a goal from Gordon. Now it's still Vatira! Vatira! He made it happen! Again, one player from Moist just makes a save and go all the way to the other side and gets the goal.
It's like a formation, the flying V down the pitch. They were all together, they were all crossed over, and Furia get crossed off.
121, 1 goal! Furia, you're up against it! And they need to hold on! Card moving in. He doesn't take his own teammate, off the backboard! Goal!
And Moist been so good at defending the backboard, but this time they were just too far away. They didn't have anyone there. They were not expecting Card to get the ball, to steal that ball, and then, use the backboard with the double tap. So, Furia once again has a 2-goal lead. 1 minute left.
So many goals have come out in the last minute, though. You can't count Moist out. Joyo! He's looking for it. You can feel it coming, Shogun.
That is going to be the longest minute that we have had in this tournament. Rise tries to get rid of it. They play it backwards as Furia scrambling. Kaio's the last one. Rise couldn't find his car. But Tira turns around against Yan, tries to go low, and Card guides it into the corner, into safety.
Moist have been playing with fire, but if anyone can do it, they can clinch it, and no, Card! 34 seconds left on the clock, and he wants it more than anyone else.
Bow to the king with the double touch. 5-2 now. Shogun, do you want to call it Champions Field?
I'll give it a moment. I still cannot believe every time we took a few years away, and yet when we come back, it's the same as always. World Championship Rocket League delivers yet again. 20 seconds on the clock, and Furia, 5 goals to their name.
Shabako just wants to hear you say it. Say it, Shogun.
Ladies and gentlemen, get up, get loud as Wayput would say. We are going to Champions Field.
Game number 7. We knew it. We knew it. We have seen 7 matches throughout the day. We knew that Furia had what it takes to go Game 7 against Moist. They had done it in the past. They are going very strong, but this series has been so unpredictable. We see one game with one team, only 3 shots on net, then the other team does it the same way. It's all over the place. We cannot predict anything right now.
Going into this tournament, people were saying Furia overrated.
What?
Not a single person would admit that anybody other than Moist were the favorites. And this matchup is testing all those people, as Furia are now 1 game away, and Moist will be looking to back it up in the next 5 minutes.
Moist, here is the simple question for you. Do you go straight in, or do you take the timeout? And we already have the answer to it. Moist, timeout. They are going to try and ice Furia before the biggest match of their careers.
Moist in Game 7 is 13-3. Furia only 6-5. Plus we know the team that wins the 3rd match, the first usually wins. I mean, they have that 56-0 record. So Furia right now, listening to the fans, going crazy, trying to make history here.
We can hear them. I guarantee the players can hear them, and everyone at home can hear them. But Dickie's Arena, I have one more question. Are you ready for Champions Field and Game 7? Let's do it.
They might be ready, but I don't think I am. I don't think you all really, truly ready for the Game 7 to go through to the semifinals here at Dickie's Arena. Furia versus the favorites Moist. South America versus Europe. It all goes down now.
Only 5 minutes decide who will face BDS in the semifinals. Only 5 minutes will decide who will stop playing in the World Championship.
Welcome everybody to the true home of Rocket League. Champions Field, 5 minutes. Cement your legacy or go home. Let's get to it. Moist versus Furia.
It's going to be a tough one off the kickoff. Whoever scores first might be enough. But this has been a long time coming. Moist versus Furia, Game 7, and a chance for Kaio.
Rise tries to get rid of it. That's not happening. Furia found another level in the second half of this series. No longer allowing Moist to put the pressure on. No longer allowing the gear to be set by their opponents. Instead, it's a shot. Rise keeps it out, but Furia are unrelenting.
They keep it going. Jax another pass. Kaio with the chance card, waiting for it. Card over, and it's good. But Latira with the save.
It's save after save after save for Moist. Furia testing them in the first 40 seconds.
Off the side, that will not be shootable. Can Moist finally see the orange side of the field? It seems like a pipe dream at the moment. It's not happening for them. Instead, another block, not happening either. Yan, off the wall. Vatira, off the backboard. Kaio clears.
And even though Furia have had so much offense, we know how quickly that could turn around. Moist could be about to take it straight out from under their belts, but Furia continue the attack.
The guys from Furia trying to put the pressure, but right now, seems like Moist has made the adjustment. Only 1 minute they needed to be able to get the clears. Now, Kaio with Jax up front. Great save by the Moist guys. They were able now to control the ball. And going for the pass, but Jax with a great interception.
What a block. Who's first? Joyo gets rid of the lines. But Furia are tackling. Moist are holding on with everything they've got.
Vatira with the read of the century as well, managing to keep that one out. And that took a lot of risk and a lot of nerves.
Welcome to the orange side of the field. We haven't seen it all game. 2 minutes down, off the wall. Kaio's got his back turned. Instead, he waits. Joyo in. That's a playable position for Moist. Joyo back down.
It's over.
Rise. Oh, this is it. Vatira calls it. Off the backboard. Joyo tries to keep the play going. That's still in a dangerous spot. No back and forth. It's turn after turn. No.
Rise. I mean, that's a fitting name right there. Way over the air. So much speed, so much power. Moist with the first goal of game number 7.
After 2 minutes of holding on, Moist get the one.
Oh!
But then let it slip.
Karma for Los Angeles. Karma for against Space Station. Furia back in it.
Time after time. It doesn't seem like momentum is a thing for any of those teams. Like the other one just won it as much as the previous. And now the ball very close to the net. Furia somehow was able to get it out of the way.
You could feel the tension rise. It's right in front of the net. Nerves are peaking now, with both teams making the mistake. And 2 minutes of some of the toughest Rocket League they'll ever have to face.
Moist have taken over. The opening few minutes belong to Furia. Now looking for the backboard yet again. Card. Exceptional and exquisite play back to the corner. He's got his team back in position. And now they look for their chance. But they've got to get it past this midfield hold that Moist seem to have. Demo, Rise, leaves it for Joyo! Crossbar! The fourth man!
So close for Moist. So close. I mean, they're doing so well with their offense to break up Furia's defense, but then just inches away of getting the goal. They're not able to do so.
Creativity is key, and Joyo received a creative pass with Vatira. It's still going to be in the Moist offensive half. An area that's been spent a long time in this game, but it's Yan who's been doing it all. He's found it in front of net. And so many close chances. It goes the other way too.
Back into the midfield.
Oh! What a laser beam. What a read from Joyo. And he was so calculated. He saw the player of Furia. He saw it on the sidewall and he said, the ball is falling right here and it's mine.
He's a peach of a man, and that's a peach of a shot. Moist 2-1 up with only 1 minute remaining.
They might be about to make it 2 as well. Joyo plays the time, but that's right into the path of Card. Still keeps it going. Can't get another reset. He'll be allowed to a block. That's troubling though. 50 seconds. Joyo takes a first-time shot. Moist just don't want this in their side of the field.
Jax It's way up high. He has Gallo up front. The pass for Gord, and it shoots! Yo-Yo with the save! How he could see it?
That was astronomical. How does he make the read? Moist have kept themselves alive. 30 seconds remaining. Let's go.
Card, infield, taken away. Kaio now looking for the back one. That's so awkward though. Kaio bumps it off. Now comes the follow. Into the back of the net. To 8. We keep going.
Glory for Yan! Glory for Furia! They will not sit down!
You were calling him. You wanted to see the goal from Yanks. He is here when they needed him the most.
15 seconds. Joyo with Vatira in midfield. Yan intercepts. Yan wins the challenge, but Vatira helps. He keeps it away. Moist did not let this drop earlier on. Now they're up against it. Furia! Have they done it? 2 seconds. 2 seconds is all they need.
He does it for Brazil! He's done it for you at home! Moist, where are you at?
1 second left. Yo-Yo going for the ball. Gallo shut him down, and Furia wins!
History has been made at the biggest LAN in Rocket League history. The favorites Moist have gone down to the South American heroes. The biggest performance ever from a South American team. And you can see it. Absolute joy, but also how much it means to Moist. Complete devastation. 10 months of hard work on either side. And I'm so glad you can all be here to see this. Furia! What a moment.
It finally happened. All the potential, everything that we knew Furia have. And after coming so close in LA, after being one of the top teams over in London, they finally put it together. Semi-final date with BDS. Your winners, Furia!
How can you not feel good for them? They've been struggling so much. They've been doubted upon. They've been working so hard. And now, they are here. After calling Yanks, you know, like, is he good enough? Is he really that good offensively? Can he do it? Can he step up when they need him? And he made all 3 goals for Furia on that match. 2 of those in the last 30 seconds probably. How much more do you want from them?
We have Kaio, the great one. We have the king. And now we have the god. Yan has managed to do it. Everybody in the arena, make some noise. We're heading to some history in the semi-finals. I cannot believe it, Shogun.
I don't know, you to me there, mate. I'm done.
You're done.
I am so tired. I am emotionally spent. Thankfully, we can keep going. Semi-finals coming up soon, but Orb is waiting for us on the stage.
Dickies Arena, you've already been loud, but I'm gonna need you to be loud one more time here, please, for Furia. It would be a mistake if we didn't start with a question of going through those last moments, because in terms of esports in general, that's going to go down as one of the most exciting finishes to a match. Talk about those final moments.
Well, as a coach, it's extremely stressful to sit there and pray that we win. So I'm just, my heart is pounding so fast.
You've taken down the mighty Moist. Many consider them unbeatable. They've been on such a good run. Here you are, victorious over Moist Esports. How did that come to be?
I mean, we've just been preparing for this tournament for months, and just in the last week, we've done so much coaching and training, 10-hour days of practice. We want it.
Now, we had a timeout for Moist. Was that when you started feeling that maybe there's a crack in the armor for you guys to take control?
Yeah, after we took that timeout and started getting some momentum on them with some of those games, we knew we could beat them.
Next up, you got BDS. If you could look into the future right now, what would you predict the outcome be for that match?
Probably another Game 7.
Would you guys like another Game 7? All right, well, there you have it. Guys, give it up one last time for Furia, making it to the semifinal against BDS. But just like before, we got more Rocket League in store. All right, G2 versus FaZe coming up next. Battle for NA.